Okay. All right. So
is it the light come on? Oh, it says recorded.
Yeah. Yeah. We are having our first official Blab eBay Sellers Meetup with Roger Keyserling and myself, Melissa from Lazy Breeze Deals. And we are here with eBay Sellers Meetup Group. Yes. Here in Central Florida in Celebration, and Roger is going to talk to us about his eBay story and what he does basically. All right, so I'm just going to move the phone over to the guys so that they can hear you better, Roger, and you just go ahead and tell us. And I got to turn that thing off. Okay, and you go ahead.
Okay, sounds great. Well, I guess I'll start off with how I started. I started in 2010 selling Barbies on Amazon, and did that for a couple years. Didn't care for Amazon, so in 2012 I opened eBay. Signed on for the very first time. Never been on eBay before. Sold just whatever I had laying around the house, and then in I guess it was 2013, I opened a store. I had about 500 listings. And then in 2014, I got to anchor store size with 2,500 listings, and that's where I'm at now. I also found out that it's very important that I didn't know at the beginning to start social media groups to learn what to do. So I was spending an enormous amount of time looking up how to do things. And I found out that if you join the social media groups, you get your answers much quicker. And that really made a huge difference. It probably tripled the rate in which I grew. So that's kind of my story. I decided to not do what eBay recommends, which is to be a completely niche store, meaning carrying one kind of item particularly and focusing on that. I decided to try to make Amazon and eBay, which means you can buy anything you want, any type of item you want, and I kind of tried to make that my niche. That's very hard to do. I don't recommend it, but it worked for me. And then time goes on, and I decided to start selling groups, and that's kind of where we are at. That kind of tells you my story. So, oh, I just made a sale, but
nice.
Yeah, I love that. If you have a direction you want me to go, like, do you want to know about marketing? Do you want to know about customer service, inventory control? Feel free to ask me a question and I'll take you there.
All right, you guys have any questions? Do you want to ask him anything?
Yeah, what type of inventory control software do you use to account for your products?
That's hard. My inventory was a mess. That was my biggest mistake when I started with my little 500 items in my store. Then all of a sudden I found a big sale and I found 300 of one particular item with 27 different variations in product type. No clue what to do. So I did it all the old fashioned way because I used to work brick and mortar with a pen and paper. Completely ineffective. If you miss marking something out, you'll never know it. There's no cross-reference between what's on the computer and what's in your notebook. So since I'm not particularly computer skilled, I decided to go with a Mobi app. There's no way to send apps or anything like that in this. I could show you, but I can't show you. It's called Mobi app.
Okay, just type.
I started using it. And
yeah, Roger, can you type it into the chat, and then that way I can see it and I can share it with them?
Yeah, let me see if I can get the exact name because I don't want to give you the wrong one. It's the only application that I found that you can put the data into Dropbox, find on any device. You can get your information from eBay. I think it's PDF or CDS file. I don't really know how it works, but I know you can do it. And you take that and then put that on a spreadsheet. So your information on your mobile application isn't actually altered on eBay. It's only altered on your own system. But any changes to eBay is very easy to update. That's how I use it. I'll give you the name of it. Hold on just a second. Okay, here it is.
Yeah, just type it up for us to make sure we can write it down over here. Yeah, inventory
You have
control.
to do it just like it says. Right. Do you notice my hen picking typing?
MobiDB inventory. See if we can.
MobiDB inventory. Go to Google Play Store, or you can go to AT&T Play Store. That is the only mobile app that I found. The best thing to use was referred to me by my friend Mary, which is listening to us here, is what is that called now? Mary, what is that called? Could you type it into the thing, the 6-bit or something like that? Is that correct? I think she's still there.
Yeah, she hasn't been
she's
able
there.
to.
Is it 6-bit?
Yeah, 6-bit.
Yeah, she
Okay,
has
yeah.
camera problems. Yeah, that is the way to go. That's not free. That costs. My Mobi only cost me like $10 forever.
Yeah.
But the 6-bit is the way to go. That's what I'm doing next. I'm moving from everything in my house. And when I mean everything in my house, this is not my house. This is my mom's house. If you were at my house, all you would see is plastic containers all around me. So what I'm doing is I'm converting a 2-car garage to move my inventory in there. And I'm glad you mentioned this system. If you're a seller, tell everybody you know to set up an inventory system immediately upon starting. Imagine 2,500, well, it's 2,700 listings, all of them with variations, all of them multiple listings. Some of them have 100 in each one. Imagine trying to get all that while you're selling 50 to 100 things a day, and then keep those inventories number on a separate system from eBay, and then transferring that back over. 6-bit, you push one button, it's all done. That's the way to go, but that's not free. That's going to cost. But that's what I would do if I had the money at the setup. Use 6-bit. But you can use these Mobi apps, and they do work great. I don't ever cancel an order because I can't find a product, ever. Before I started using these applications, putting everything in a box with a number, I actually do a photographic inventory of every single box. Once an item sells out, all I have to do is alter what pictures are in there. I don't even have to read. Something sells, I type in the first word on the eBay title. Everything in my inventory comes up with that first word. I scroll down, touch the picture, it tells me what box, what shelf, everything. So, and that's really important. With the defects that you get from canceling a transaction, I'm TRS, top rated seller. You won't stay top rated seller with very many of those. And then if you lose it over canceled transactions, this is hearsay, but I've seen it in action. It's a lot harder to get your TRS back. They're real picky about that. They're more picky about that than item not as described. At least that's what I've been told.
Is that on eBay or
So,
on
eBay?
Yeah,
eBay is a stickler about that.
Amazon? If you're late,
Yeah.
describe.
I mean,
really get picky.
both of them are picky, but like, yeah, baby Amazon. I'm just gonna stick in here for a minute. Like with eBay, I lost my TRS because of that, because of what Roger is talking about. You know, I had a bunch of different listings with different variations. I do drop shipping, so they're coming from the manufacturers, and items would be out of stock with the manufacturer, and I wasn't keeping up to date with all my eBay inventory. So I had a string of items I had to cancel one after the other because one of my particular wholesalers wasn't very good. But it caused me to lose TRS, and it is very difficult to get it back. I still haven't managed. I mean, at least my account is in good standing and I have perfect feedback. So my account is fine, but I wouldn't mind having the TRS. With Amazon.
Well, that TRS really matters. That TRS really matters. I lost it for 1 month, and I lost hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, you know, it's
I didn't
not
hear you.
about the status symbol. I just care that, you know, I get that 20% off the final value fees, and that kind of adds up. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it does add up. And then, you know, with Amazon, I had this. Yeah. Yeah. Couldn't keep track of it. I have a virtual assistant doing it. I have her check it like 3 times a week. I only use a small number of drop shippers, but like I get their inventory, you know, now we've got that system set up where I have their inventory coming in every day, and I send it to her via email, and then it's her job to go in the morning and check to make sure that we're not selling anything that isn't available with the dropshipper. But because I don't trust them, because too many errors, and even with having a human being, there's errors. So, but they don't send me a feed. They just send me a CV, an Excel file, and my Amazon doesn't accept for me to upload them.
The other thing you've got to watch is the stores. Like I have a Bonanza store.
But I do have.
I have a Bonanza store hooked in. You've got to watch the Bonanza store. I have a Bonanza store hooked into my eBay. You really need to watch when you have anything hooked up with eBay, because they're supposed to update your eBay inventory. Well, yeah.
Not all.
No, it doesn't happen. If it's a single item that sells out, I've never had any trouble. But like I said, most of mine are multiple items. You don't get really any notification when something on Bonanza sells. And eBay doesn't always, or whichever one is doing it, doesn't hardly ever adjust those numbers. I went and looked. I had a bunch of tablecloths, 5 of them. When I first listed it, I sold 2 on eBay, 1 on Bonanza. I went back and looked at eBay. Guess how many I had? 5. So you must check every single sale from another company that you've hooked into eBay. They will not be accurate. I don't care what they tell you. And that's another big one. That's cancellation of sales, and that'll lose TSR. I had considered dropping Bonanza just to keep my inventory pure. If I didn't have the time to go look at my inventory on a daily basis, I would drop it.
Yeah, that's Bonanza. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it. It's another website. It can pull your listings from eBay, and it can pull your listings from Amazon, and supposedly keeps them up to date. So like if something sells on Amazon or something sells on eBay, it'll update on Bonanza, supposedly. It doesn't always do that, because as Roger was saying, he's had things sell, and then it was sold on Bonanza, and it's supposed to automatically deduct it from your inventory on eBay and on Amazon, but it won't.
This is like a web-based inventory.
It's another web store is what it actually is. So it's not. You can sell on Bonanza. Yeah, it's a store for you to sell on. But
Bonanza is awesome as a backup for your eBay listing, your photos, everything. That's what I originally got it for. It's $25 a month.
But other than that, I mean the sales on there.
And I made 15 sales on it. I've made $1,000 on Bonanza.
And it doesn't really update. Like I've sold things on eBay, and then I go into my Bonanza store and I see that they're still there, and I'm like, that's gone. So just don't bother with it. Don't mess with it unless you really have the time to pay attention. I use it as a backup. That's it. Because I do not have the time to replace my listings if eBay's images crash or anything like that. If eBay has any trouble, and I've done it, I've had images disappear from eBay. I went to my Bonanza store, there they're sitting. I just copy pasted that, well, not copy paste, screenshotted the images, slapped it right back on eBay. I was up and running in 5 minutes. That's the only reason I use it. Yeah. Right.
And if you market it, you can make sales. I mean, I had a friend just yesterday make $150 on Bonanza. $150 is $150.
Yeah.
But I don't really recommend doing it unless you have the time.
Yeah.
Is that all you do, Amazon, eBay, and Bonanza, or do you do another?
I do not do Amazon. I actually don't like Amazon anymore. They ticked me off. I felt like a machine there. I just didn't like it. I wanted to much more personalize my store. If you want to look at my store, it's Keywebco, KEYWEBCO. You can look at it from my storefront, it's keywebco.us. And you'll notice that I do everything you're not supposed to do. I put a billboard in there, which is heavy HTML. I put a storefront, which is heavy HTML. I put new at the end of all of my listings, which is bad. You should not do that. I don't put all caps and all that other stuff in my titles. That's just tacky. But I break all the rules, and you can get away with breaking rules. But the way to do it is, if you want a billboard and you want your listings to be all flashy, you have to realize you're taking a hit on Google search for doing that. So that means every hit you take, you have to do more social media marketing to make up for that loss. Do a little social media marketing. The little drawback that you get from heavy HTML in search is gone. Those bots love it when you're sharing items. That's what gets your items found. If it's active on the network being shared, someone types in, let's say, tablecloths. I just shared a tablecloth. A couple friends shared my item. So it's all busy online. You type in tablecloth, those bots already have, let's say, tablecloths in their hands. So you come up really good on search, no matter how heavy your HTML is. People don't like to hear that, though. The best advice is to remove all heavy HTML from all of your listings. No punctuation in your title. No capitalization at all, except for.
Roger. Well, let me explain to them what you're talking about with the
Awesome. I always need a translator.
Yeah, no, hey, that is fine. And I do want to comment. Cash Money Chewy. Yeah, we are talking about eBay in general. We're an eBay sellers group, but we do veer off into Amazon waters every now and then. At Monette Court mentions that you understand how you feel about Amazon, but there are a lot of buyers that will only buy on Amazon. And
oh
you're
yeah,
honest,
I understand that.
I love Amazon. So me personally, like I sell 3 or 4 times as much on Amazon than I do on eBay. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So Roger had some issues, and other sellers have had issues where they've gotten kicked out or there's been whatever given situation. But if you can sell on Amazon or you decide to, then, you know, and if it works for you, but you know, every business is different. You know, certain items do not sell well on Amazon and certain things don't sell on eBay, which is why I like to have both. But it's a lot of work to keep up for them, keep up with everything. Yeah. So Roger.
Amazon is actually awesome. I hate to say this because I support eBay, but if I was a new seller and I had a choice of where I was going to sell my products, I would do exactly what I did, which I did in 2010. I'd sell on Amazon. Okay. But I had problems with Amazon. I didn't like it. It's not that I didn't make money. I made more money on Amazon in a year than I make in 2 years on eBay. However, I am wanting to enjoy my work, and I work 14 hours minimum a day. I mean, that's minimum. I work more than that. I have to enjoy what I'm doing, and I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't. Let me go back to finish explaining the HTML thing. Are you?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Do you have a listing template?
He's actually on the list.
Okay. All right, well, when he comes back, we'll double check on that. But basically what we're talking about is when you have your listings on eBay, you're supposed to have them very clean, just black and white, no flashy, no embedded photos, no, you know, the photos have to be uploaded to eBay. It used to be that when photos, you had to pay for them, that everybody would embed the photos in the listings and you'd have your flashy, you know, really nice, template. But now that everybody's using mobile, the emphasis is on keeping it clean and easy to read, black and white, so that no matter what screen somebody is looking at your listings, that they can see them. Also, it makes it easier for Google to find your listings if you don't have a whole lot of HTML, because Google scrolls the first few sentences or paragraphs on your listing, and if they're full with HTML, they're not going to go up as high in search rank as if it's, you know, just what your description.
Right, so as long as the title is at the top, you know, or any kind of
Yeah.
description is at the top
Before you start putting in HTML. Yeah.
No, I looked at them.
Back to the Amazon, I don't think it's necessarily hard for us. It's because it's customer oriented.
Yeah.
So one of my issues was I got it like, or I got and you, or hey, I haven't gotten it yet, and the dropshipper sent the wrong thing, or whatever the case was, and you willing to cooperate with the customer, but even after you cooperate with the customer and they get what they want, they give you a negative feedback, whether you like it or not, because they had to go through all the rigmarole.
Right.
Okay, oh, I should have gotten it right the first time and on time the first time. So
Right.
yeah, so that's the problem.
That can be one of the
Amazon will
issues.
always favor the customer.
Yeah.
Why?
Now, I've had this situation where I've gotten negative feedback, but because it was an FBA item, because it was sent through FBA, and it was Amazon's fault that it was late. And the feedback was also a product review. This is an issue that we have on eBay. It leaves you a bad product review. It's still a bad review for you. But on Amazon, if they leave a bad product review, you can tell them, hey, this is a product review, and they'll take it down instantly. There's no quibbles about that. So none of the two companies is perfect. There's definitely room for improvement on both, but it's just, where are you going to put your energies on? And if you can do both, then I would do both. That's,
I think everybody should be on as many platforms and networks as they can possibly be. The more you have your stuff out there, the more different people are looking. For example, you just pointed out in this conversation, some people only buy on eBay, some people only buy on Amazon. To be honest, I would love to go back to selling on Amazon for that additional market. I had problems with them. They've offered to have me back, but I've done it once. I don't have Barbies anymore. The market I had built up on Amazon was all Barbies. So really for me, it doesn't really matter where I sell. I'm doing gangbusters no matter what I do. The other thing that you might want to consider, guys, is selling groups. Now, I'll let Melissa fill you in a little bit more about those. She's a member of one of mine, and Mary, who's listening to us, group. But be very, very careful with selling groups. Most of them are a waste of your time. You have to have a network system set up to make it so you're not just keeping the bots busy reading the same shares over and over, going in a circle. You need these selling groups to make sure that they give link backs to what's shared. It needs to be used with the selling feature, which nobody does. Without the selling feature, a selling group is just bogging down your items. The bots, I was talking about the bots helping you in search. They do. If there's a place for them to go and they want to go to a platform, they don't want to go to someone's private page. So in a Facebook selling group, if you're using the selling feature, it's just like as if you had an eBay store you were selling on. Now, not completely yet, of course, they're just developing these. But with the bots and in search, that's the way it works. So if you are going to join a selling group, even if it's not ours, make sure you use the selling feature, even if no one else in that group is using it, because any efforts that they're doing are going to go to that item that's using that seller feature. That's a little insight there.
Let me pop in and explain that for the
awesome
benefit.
Translator.
Yeah, because they're not really sure what you're talking about. Okay, so
I know that. I always need a translator.
on Facebook, there is now a sell feature. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Are you in any Facebook groups, eBay? Okay. All right, so now there's the sell feature, right? Now, of course, not all groups need it or use it, but Roger and Mary run, and I'm a member of it. It's free, by the way. There's nothing. We don't make money off of this from the group directly anyway.
We make more sales.
We make sales by being in the group.
Big time.
So what
40% higher than my store.
You learn how to use the sell feature on Facebook, and you're creating a listing on Facebook. Basically what we do is we copy paste our information from our eBay or Amazon listings, right? But there's a certain format to it, and you put in the link to your item. And then the group members, we share these across our various social networks: Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, Google+. Am I missing anything? Twitter, LinkedIn.
Tumblr.
Yeah, some of them, yeah, but we share them amongst all of them. So there's maybe like 50 or 60 active members, but we're constantly sharing. So we'll post maybe 5 items and we share 15 items for everybody else, and then we keep track of what's being sold. We have an album that shows sold. I will tell you that when I first started doing it, I checked my traffic. Okay, my traffic reports on eBay, because on Amazon it's a little harder to see the traffic reports. So it jumped incredibly when I started doing this. Now, not all of this is sellers. A lot of it can be bots, robots, but it does make your stuff jump up in search. It does make it easier to find. It is getting seen by social media in different areas. So you are getting more exposure, be it from the bots or from actual people clicking and stuff. And I've noticed that things will start selling, or things that are in that same category will sell when I'm promoting them through the group. So if you guys want to join that,
Yeah.
you know, I'll give you the link and the name to it. And you know, it's
You
free.
can refer them, Melissa.
Yeah, I'll refer them.
Refer them, yeah. Yeah.
And basically, you know, it really does help. And what we were talking about is that there are other groups that do this kind of service, right? Where you're putting your pins, for example, or you're sharing your tweets, or you're sharing your eBay listings. But because they're not using the sell feature on Facebook, it's not getting the same kind of views from Google or from anywhere else. And you are going through a lot of work and hassle, but it's not getting all of the possible traction it can online. So
Also, mention one thing. Don't join any selling groups that are closed. Waste of time. Nobody sees them but the members of the
nobody
group.
can see it in the public. They can't be searched by Google. There's a lot of these groups that are closed.
I
They
see
want to monitor.
thousands of people doing that.
They want to make sure that the members are following the rules, and I understand that. But when you're in a selling group, you actually want it to be public, so anybody from Facebook or anybody that does a search can find your item. If it's a closed group, they can't do that. You know, like I've shared stuff from the group onto my Facebook wall because I was like, oh, this would be nice for so-and-so, for whatever friend, and I'll tag them. And they can go in and link to it directly through that Facebook post. So I think that's part of the huge advantage, is that there's a link back to the Facebook post as well as to the eBay or Amazon or wherever that, you know, because we don't restrict it to eBay. It can be Amazon, it can be Etsy, it could be Bonanza, it can be your own website if you have one. So wherever you want to post from is fine. It's up to you as long as you do the post in the correct format. Yeah.
Well, actually, being from different stores is part of why we're doing this as a Facebook group. It's much better to have an Etsy seller, an Amazon seller, a Bonanza seller, all of them selling in one place because they're getting the draw from everybody. I love it, Etsy sellers. They are the best for marketing. Jump on their bandwagon, your stuff goes everywhere.
Yeah. So that's definitely one of the big advantages. And you've seen, like Roger, you know, how much of a difference have you noticed with your sales since you've been running the group? Because the group is relatively new. You know, we've only been running it for what? Not even a year, right?
About 6 months. Oh, about 6 months. Maybe a little longer. Mary probably remembers. Well, it fluctuates based on the item and the demand for the item. I don't want to claim anything excessive, so I'm going to underestimate, but I will give you a few numbers. I have, let me give an example off the top of my head. Let me think. RC cars. I have almost none in my selling group, and I have many in my store. When we first opened the selling group, I put an RC car in the group, and I have one almost identical, just a different color, not in the group. The one in the group did not sell right off. The one that was a different color, which happened to be red, and the one in the group was blue, sold out like a week later. They'd been sitting in my store since last Christmas. No traffic, no activity. I didn't alter the listing. I did nothing else except for share a similar item in my store, not the one that sold, similar item in my store in the group. 2 days after, and I keep numbers on everything. 2 days after I put that similar item in the group, its traffic skyrocketed. And I got a bunch of watchers, no sales. But the red color, which is the preferred one, had about 40% more traffic than I had ever seen on that item since it had been listed a year. In other words, just in a few days, 40% more traffic than a year's worth of traffic. I had 5 of them. They were all sold out in a week. The one that was in group sold out 2 days after the red was gone. You know, that's just an example of what happens when you get exposure. That was when we started. That's before we actually developed the system as well as it is now. We didn't even have our Pinterest boards. We didn't have all the other networking that we've done. But now, if you were to use the group now, a good number to think of is if you have an old item that's not moving and dead, adjust it, make it as good as possible, you know, title, pictures, everything, slap it in the group. The bots are going to crawl it. Okay. You're going to get what I always figure 10 of the views are bots. The minute you put it in the group, you're going to get 10 bot views, one for each website, basically. Now, that's not accurate. This is an estimation. And normally, after I put an item in the group, I'll have between 20 to 50 views in a single day. The first 10, you automatically know are bots. Those are not people. If you notice that you get some watchers, you can you'll get watchers pretty quick. As soon as you get watchers, you know that people are seeing it. Then the bots don't look at it as much because the people are already keeping it stimulated. It gets shared, the bots ignore it because people have watched it. If nobody's watching your item and you put it in the group and the bots crawl it, and then you come back and you only see the next day that there's only 20 or 30 people looked at it or additional bots crawled it, chances are your keywords in the title are no good. Nothing to stimulate them to look at it. So I can't give you an honest answer, but I can tell you this: 40% higher chance of selling an item in a sale group that's done correctly than just leaving it and not marketing it. If you market it on social media yourself, but don't put it in a sale group, I would say probably a 20%, 25% increase from the sale group as to just regular marketing. So, and my store traffic increased exponentially. I can't even give you a number. It's too many to give you a number. Yeah. So I don't want to claim anything that I don't have any statistics in front of, but that's a very conservative estimation.
I got a question. In the past, I can't remember what it was, but I used an app that I could post in multiple different channels, Pinterest, what we call it, Twitter, Facebook, and so on and so forth.
Are you talking about a sharing app? Like Buffer?
Yeah, I'm wondering, is there any other, because this was, like I said, I got kicked off Amazon and I got frustrated and I just stopped doing everything. And this was about a year and a half, 2 years ago. So I'm
yeah, that happened to me too.
And I'm obviously it would be, from what you're stating, you're emphasizing to share. There's got to be some kind of
share correctly.
We use Buffer.
And you use
Buffer's the one.
Buffer's the best.
Yeah.
Buffer is the best thing.
Buffer's the best. I think I hooked Melissa up with Buffer.
Yeah.
Didn't I hook you up with that?
I can't remember.
I think it was I who hooked you up with it. But it's awesome. Buffer's the way to go.
It is awesome. It is.
I think it was me. Yeah.
You. Yeah, I can't remember, but it probably was. Yeah. So Buffer.
Yeah, but Buffer's great.
Connect your social. Yeah, it's an app, and it's also a Google Chrome extension, which makes it nice when you're on your computer. But yes, you can download it as an app for Android and for iPhone. There's a free version and then there's a paid version. With the free version, you can connect several different media accounts, social media accounts. So you can connect your Facebook, and it'll connect to your either personal or to your business page. It'll connect to your Twitter account, LinkedIn, Google Plus, and then if you get the paid version, which is $10 a month, then you can also do Pinterest. So basically it'll schedule. What's really nice about Buffer is it'll analyze all of your social media accounts when you first connect them, and it'll determine what are the best times for you to send stuff out. So it already creates a schedule for you. So you just send this stuff off to Buffer, and then it sends it out based on what it's determined that is the best time. So you don't have to tell it what time you want it to go out.
It's just basically advertising for you.
Yeah, it's just free marketing for me. You know,
exactly.
Of course, I
but
don't
now
just
after
share
you
my items,
use
I share
Buffer,
content too. And with Buffer, you have like, you can send in 10 things, and then once they've sent out a couple, then you add more. So you can have up to 10 scheduled with the free version. If you go to the paid version, then you can do more. But
you know, after a while, you get followers, and then little by little, they realize that all you're doing is just.
It's just, yeah. But that's why you got to make sure that you're doing, you know, not just items. So I don't do just items.
Yeah, you have to have 80% content. If you do not have 80% content on your page, every bit of work you are doing is a complete waste of time. You must have a reason for someone to look at the crap you're trying to peddle. And that's your content. If you don't have, you can have lovely, beautiful
Absolutely.
antiques. Why would they even look unless there's some reason for them to look at your page?
Yeah, I share my items, I share other people's items, I share related blog posts, news from different magazines and things like that. You can even use, there's this website, yeah, you told me about it. There's Flipboard, and then what was the other one to use with a Z?
Oh gosh, there's so many.
There's
Let me
so
look.
many, but they're like online magazines and, that give you the news and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. So there's several of these, you just pick whichever one you like the most, and then you send it off to Buffer, and then you've got your content. It doesn't have to be content that you're creating because nobody has enough time for that. But that's how we make sure that to keep up with it. And then definitely by using the group, you can maximize the time that you're using on marketing, because we could do a lot of this on our own, but when we're doing it in the group, you're kind of handling that without having to go to all these different places.
Something to consider. Something to consider when you guys share. A lot of people like to stay completely focused on their niche market. I understand that. I respect that. I disagree with it. If you want to just sell to one kind of person, that's great. You just do that. But I honestly believe it's a waste of time. If you want to sell something, you've got to show them an apple, an orange, a grapefruit, a pear. Now, those are all fruits. But throw an apple pie in there and see which one gets bought. So if you're making your page all fruit with no apple pie, you're losing that apple pie sale, or you're losing a fruit sale from someone who sees the apple pie, but they know it's too fattening and they buy your apple. So if you think about that when you're marketing your content to your pages, you want to make sure that even if you're just selling apples, you want to make sure that there's plenty of apple information on your page. That's your focus. You want them to click on your apple. But make sure you throw a few people that cook apple pies in there. It's just a better draw. You're not just trying to sell an apple. You're selling an apple pie that you don't even have, but your friend might sell their apple pie, but then they see your nice apples and they're going to buy those too. Or the apple pie is too expensive and you have a can of apple pie ingredients that you're selling. So they'll buy your can and then they'll buy something else from you if you sell the crust to make it. That's just a way to think about it. It's not a good example, but it's a way to think about it.
Returns.
Oh, yeah, so then you've got all over the place.
I don't even know what I'm getting.
Yeah, I used to do that and got tired of it.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
There's too much competition.
It's difficult. Like I've got several
for
niches.
a while. I did jewelry suits for a while.
Yeah.
And I had the site, the whole 9 yards, and I was bringing in great income. And somebody copied my site verbatim because it was public images.
Because because
And
they can.
Yeah, and they were buying from the same people I was buying, but they would charge you less.
Yeah.
And they put a company we had would not put map
They
prices.
didn't do math.
Yeah, they wouldn't know. You sell it whatever you want. We sell it to $10. You want to sell it for
That's up to you.
$10.10 or $9 is on you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, I prefer companies with math because of that. I mean, some of them are very, very strict, and so, had that issue too, but it's hard, but I mean, it's gonna be difficult anyway. You just kind of have to find your groove, I guess. But
that's why I rather deal with stuff that everybody else has, because of the fact that if it's random returns, it's a unique.
Yeah.
It's a unique item.
There's not gonna be 20 or 30 of them online. There might,
okay, this is a returned note 3. Okay, well, it's returned. It's missing instruction, or it's missing the earphone, or whatever. So it's unique. I bought it at this price instead of what everybody else is buying.
Right.
So I'm able to mark it up a little. I'm able to mark it up a little bit different than that. Because everybody buys it at $10 and they're all selling it at $12, and you try to sell it at $12, then you get hit by 16%, 10% from eBay, another 6% from PayPal. You're not gonna make nothing.
Yep, I know. I've had that same issue where I'm like, how are these people even making any money? I know what this item costs.
Well, it's volume. It's volume.
And it's just
It's volume of sales.
Sometimes I'm selling it at a loss, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, I don't do loss. Don't do loss.
Yeah, and loss leaders and all, and I'm like, I can't do that. I'm not them. I'm not that huge of a company. I need to make a profit. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
But
The only thing that, one way to sell at a loss, which sounds crazy, one thing that it sells at a loss that can make you profit. If you got some cheap junk in your store that's been sitting there forever, sell it at a loss, put it in a 99-cent sale, attach a bunch of good stuff around it, list a bunch of good stuff that's similar to it. And even though you're going to lose money on those few items that you're liquidating out of your store, you're going to draw some more traffic to your store because you've got a 99-cent sale. Now, you're going to lose money on those items that you're selling, but you will draw more traffic to your store and you might be able to get some sales. That's the only time I ever send anything out the door that loses me money. Only time ever.
I said, buy this, I'll give you a surprise gift. And whatever I had in the.
I've done that. Now I do that at Christmas, like little Christmas toys are moving.
Like 1,000 belt buckles, and basically I said, if you buy it from me, I'll give you a surprise, and I would just throw a belt buckle in there, and that's it. There's a $10 belt buckle. Nobody wanted to buy it for $10, but at least hey.
Yeah, that they're out the door.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
So every time somebody, if it was women's clothing,
giveaways
or women's purse, they have a free lip gloss. They were happy.
You can do giveaways on your social media site with dead items that you're going to write off anyway. Say, oh, come check out our store. Put your name in our comments. We're giving a giveaway at the end of the week for a free. Put the picture with the link to sell it in there. Make sure you have one that's not listed because they'll sell. People buy what they think someone else will get for free. It happens a lot. I've done that. That works.
I gotta do giveaways. I've got like a big box of purses that I can't get rid of, and I think I'm just gonna have to do like giveaways.
Do a giveaway.
Do a giveaway or something.
Do a giveaway. You can write that off a little bit as advertising, I think. You'll have to check with your individual accountants. My accountant lets me get away with it. I don't know if yours will. I don't know if it's legal.
I have the number. Give me just, oh, you got these. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna have my husband go get the cable for my iPhone because my battery is gonna die. There's a, yeah, I got it. I'm supposed to have a nub in here. Let's see if we can find it. Do you guys have any other questions you want to ask Roger? I can find my nub. I know it's in here. So yeah, Roger. Lots of work. Always something.
Yeah, you got to put the work in. The one thing that I cannot stand is I am a member of many selling groups where I help other people. Yeah. You tell them what to do, and they come back, where's the easy button? If you're looking for an easy button, you might as well close your store because you're not going to find one.
I would love it. I would love it if there was one, but this is work.
Me too. Yeah.
It takes work. It takes a lot of work. Like I've struggled with getting even my husband, he's not here right now, getting him to understand that this is real work. I might be from home. Yeah, but I might be working from home and taking care of 2 kids and cleaning the house. But this is a business and I need to be able to sit down at the computer and focus. I'm working with numbers. I'm working with spreadsheets. And, No, I don't want to be rich. I just want to be comfortable.
I want to be rich.
I want to be rich. I don't care about
I'm going to be rich.
Yeah.
I will be rich.
I want to be able to do what I want to do without feeling like I'm going to break.
Exactly. To me, that's rich. I've had a lot of money in the past. This thing on my neck is from being shot. Before that, I was very, very wealthy.
So
now, rich doesn't matter. Having what you get
and he
matters.
recommends being rich.
Now, I recommend being rich in life, which means having enough money to do what you want to do. There's no reason to have millions of dollars in the bank.
Right. I don't want millions of dollars in the bank. I want to be able to, If I want to go and see my family in Puerto Rico, I can go and see my family in Puerto Rico. If I want to go and see my best friend in San Diego, I want to be able to go see her in San Diego. If I want to go to an e-commerce
My
event,
thing is, I want to be able to see the clearance sale at Walmart and be able to buy all of the items I have to buy at one time, rather than have to buy half of them one day, go back after I get some sales to buy the rest, and then
Right.
find half of the items that I wanted to go back for are gone. Plus, then you
Yeah.
have additional time to adjust your inventories.
right.
For me to be rich, would be able to go into the store and say, oh, they've got 500 of these Barbie dolls. I want them all, and be able to buy them.
Right,
That's
exactly.
being rich.
You know what I would like to do is I would like to go to my husband's job and shop there. I would like to be able to shop where my husband works. He works at Armani. That'd be nice.
Oh, well, shoot. I'm on my
I know.
way. I'm on my way. You get an employee discount.
Handbag. So not fair. He gets
You
to
get an
dress.
employee discount.
Yeah, but not even, man. Not even with the employee
Oh,
discount
really?
can I afford the stuff in there. Just
Oh, I know. I know.
it's ridiculous.
I have
It's-
one Armani jacket left from back when I had money that I didn't sell.
My husband is lucky. He gets the uniforms from work. So he has this closet filled with Armani.
Yeah.
That's
Those are
sad.
very nice.
I know.
Are you moving those?
Dig it? He'll come home and
Are you
tell me, like,
selling
oh,
them?
this person bought $2,000 in shoes. And I'm like, and I have to work so hard to make that amount of sales in a month. Not fair. All right, Roger. Well, I'm gonna let you do like your say goodbye and stuff because we're just gonna keep chatting over
Okay,
here. I gotta let my phone go. All right, guys, we're gonna say bye to Roger.
Okay, awesome. Bye. Thank you guys for having me, and I enjoyed doing this blab. We'll have to try it again.
This is really cool. We got to do it next time, and I'll have better equipment set up, and so it'll be good. But yeah, this was awesome. Thanks so much, you guys, and thanks.
Awesome. Okay, guys, I'll see you guys later.
All right, bye.
All right. Bye-bye.